Guess what? It's a fast one, but we're going to do episode 8. I know just last week we did episode 7 of my name tag series, but for all of you that watched episode 7, you'll recall I said I was close to securing, I forget what I said, 5 to 8 name tags maybe. Well, I secured 8 more name tags for the collection. Some I think are pretty rare and some are very, very interesting. So I thought I would not miss a beat and share them with you. So right out of the gate, our first one here, you'll see it's got Tinkerbell on the tag. And this was worn by cats working at the Walt Disney Studios, circa 2000. So, 23 years ago, as this is the new year. Happy New Year to everybody. But again, you can kind of see Tinkerbell there, worn by ladies and gentlemen working at the Walt Disney Studios. Next up, not 100% Disney, but I get a kick out of it. This is the Anaheim Angels. Disney actually owned the Angels from 1998 to 2003. And at that time, I believe they were known as the Anaheim Angels. I think after 2003, they did that nonsense like the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, some sort of crap. But you can always recognize the logo with the wings. That's when Disney owned the Angels. By the way, this is also the only time that the Angels ever won a World Series. They beat the Yankees, much to my chagrin. But kind of fun. Again, so if you see that logo with the wings, that's when Disney owned the Angels. Next up, this is the El Capitan Theater that's located on Hollywood Boulevard in Hollywood. Now, Disney owns this theater. It was first built in 1926, so it's 97 years old. I don't know when they acquired it, but it's been fully restored to its 1926 glory. And this is a badge worn by cast members that obviously work at the theater. And they have Disney premieres and things of that nature, cartoons, etc., etc. Now, this next one is kind of fun, and I think it's pretty rare. This is a badge from 1996, and this is worn at Disneyland, and it's the Camp Woodlore Lodge. And this was a campground that was for lost kids, and I actually have a button here from 1996, and I'm going to show you a pamphlet. We're going to cut away. There's a pamphlet that exists that I have not found that this button was attached to, and this is when kids got lost at the park. They would go to this camp, I think, and play around, etc., etc., while the parents try to track them down. Some of you may have recognized that character. He used to run around with a bear named Humphreys. There's several cartoons, and I think it lent or leaned towards conservation and things of that nature. But here, take a look at this brochure. I'm on the hunt for this brochure. Take a look. You see the name badge in the corner? That's that, or the pin in the corner. And if you looked at the flag, I know it was hard to see, but you'd be able to see the W there that's on that name badge. 1996 Disneyland, sort of the lost and found area for kids. Next up, this is Disney's Regional Entertainment, and this was an operation from 1996 to 2010. And this is really, I'll say, like a coagulation of folks, the management of Club Disney, Disney Quest, the ESPN Zone. This is sort of the group that ran all of those, responsible for Pleasure Island in Florida, which is all part of Disney Springs today. But they were known as the Disney Regional Entertainment Group. And I think the idea of the regional was, especially with Disney Quest, which we've talked about before, localized, I don't know, shopping mall where you could have some sort of Disney experience. It just didn't work. For some cat in Cincinnati that couldn't get to Florida or Anaheim, they might be able to have some experience. That's what that badge represents. The next one, I think, is rare and interesting. This again is Disneyland. Now, the Disneyland Resort. This is the Hispanic Advisory Council. And I believe this badge is from around 2016. And this goes back, there was a cat named Jose Moreno that was on the Anaheim City Council. And he caused some hullabaloo back then about the profits that Disneyland got and sort of taking of the city. Anaheim didn't reap all the benefits that he felt the city should, which I think is a different conversation and not something to have here, whether Anaheim gets plenty of bread from Disney or not. They do. But I think Mr. Moreno brought up a good point about understanding the culture of the area and trying to be respectful and maybe focus some of the monies that are generated to make sure everybody understands the culture in the area. I think I might be full of hooey. If I'm wrong, let me know, but I believe that's what that badge is for. And I think it's somewhat rare. This next one, it's called the Special Events Group. You can kind of see the D and the world. I don't know if it'll focus in, but there's actually little hidden Mickeys and musical notes that are kind of floating around. And again, special stage events, movie premieres, promotional things, kind of like the crap you see on Channel 7. Before Christmas, they bring out the, I forget, Derek and, the twins that used to dance on the dancing show. They'll crane them out and have them dance around at Christmas stuff in July. Sort of those sort of specials. That's the special events group and stuff that they do. Now, the last one, I actually have no idea what year or where this may be coming from. I'm hoping you can help. Again, it's just a Mickey, but it's not a ta-da Mickey. You can sort of see one hand is on his, we'll say, hip, and his other hand is sort of waving. And I can't find any information on it at all. I don't know if it's particularly rare. It's certainly unique. I'm hoping you can help me. But anyway, those are the 8 new additions. I don't know that any new additions will be coming forthwith, but we will see. I did buy another magnetic chalkboard because the reality is they're all getting full. And the collection is growing. Again, you got Tinkerbell, the Anaheim Angels, the El Capitan Theater, Camp Woodlore, which I think is super cool, and hopefully you dug that. I'm going to find that brochure come hell or high water, no matter the expense, because I think that'll sort of complete that collection, and I don't think those are just sitting around. The Disney Regional, Hispanic Council, special events, and the mystery one. As always, thanks for watching, and in this world, when you could be anything you want, you be kind, you be humble, and you be forgiving. And let's hope that as we work our way into 2023, everyone has a good year. I'm certainly off to a great year. Be positive, and we'll see what happens. And again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you get a kick out of these. I certainly get a kick out of making them. Anyway, I'm gonna go drink some more. We'll talk to you later. Bye. Oh, actually, you know what? I actually will have another video soon. For some reason, I'm starting to get into trains, and I've been collecting a hodgepodge of Disneyland Railroad train stuff. I've got some tickets that go back some ways, and I've got a couple of other ideas. So there'll be some videos coming on trains. I'm even starting to get delusional about maybe building a train set in my backyard of some size and scope. But I have a feeling that's going to be a little out of my budget. But we'll see. But anyway, have a good night. We'll talk to you later. Bye.